Watopian Weekly. Welcome! We're here to talk about Zwift life and beyond. We're here to talk about what's going on. Welcome to Watopian Weekly. Welcome! Welcome to Watopian Weekly, Season 5, Episode 8. We're here on video. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you. This is the podcast for Zwifter cyclists and everyone else. Each week, we're here to discuss all things Zwift, life, and beyond. My name is Dustin, and with me, we have... fresh off his media blitz at Rouleur Live. Did I almost get it? I don't know. A guy that is quick to take pictures with fellow podcasters. A guy who can ride his bike at all hours of the night. And someone who's obsessed with bikes just like the rest of us. James! James, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, morning, everyone, apart from me and Gina. Nice to see everyone. And looking forward to this. Excited with our super duper special guest. So I'll try not to swear.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. And now, a lady who's got a keen eye for detail. That knew right from the first episode that the mayor did it. I knew it. I knew it too, I think, anyway. But a lady who's stronger than the day is long. The Zwift Ladies Enforcer, Gina! How you doing, Gina?
Good. Yeah, sad that Only Murderers in the Building is done now, but yeah, he had some strange appearances. Like, why was that guy even there all the time?
I agree.
He had to have done it. He had to.
I agree. That is so funny because I was just like, because he would just come up out of nowhere, and yeah. Anyway, we can talk about some more of that for sure. Yeah. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The man who has more watts than Nessie has pictures. And he regularly listens to Thin Lizzy to get some more extra watts. The dude is back in town. Paul. How you doing, Paul?
I'm good, yeah, thank you. Morning,
yeah,
everyone.
You're welcome. Yeah. And we can talk about that too. But, but yeah, Paul, we haven't seen you for a while, so thank you so much for being here, man. This is awesome.
That's cool, thank you.
Yeah, boy, the introductions are getting kind of long. But we got to get here, and live from Des Moines, Iowa, making his return appearance, a Zwifter who's making the world a better place, a true pioneer of Zwift competition, someone with a finger on the pulse of Zwifters everywhere, my fellow ZRL Indigo Z competitor, Tim from Zwift Racing App. Woo! All right, Tim. Welcome, man. Thanks for being here, dude. This is gonna be awesome. So we got a lot to talk about. I gotta move all these cords and everything. All right. And some of those chords, I think all those chords are major, actually. I need that. Anyway, usually what we do is we go around the horn and everything. Let's just talk about what's been going on. Gina, why don't we start with you? Go ahead, Gina. What have you been doing?
Yeah. So renovations are almost done. Like the last times I've been on a podcast, I haven't been talking bikes that much, right? But renovations are almost done. I can cook again. I am no longer doing dishes in my bathtub, which is all great improvements. I did ZRL last Tuesday. Like I'm actually back racing. Interesting stuff happening and life getting back on track.
That's great. That's great. That's good. All right. And Tim, how about you, our special guest? What have you been up to, man?
I'm doing ZRL again for the first time. I mean, I did it last season with you, but so that was terrible. But
we're going to talk about that because that was brutal, by the way.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, bought a couple beta fish last night for my kids, so spent last night setting up fish tanks for them.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been the highlight of my week.
What? Just 2 beta fish, one and
Yeah. So I've got 3 girls, and 2 of them have birthdays in like the next few days.
Nice.
So they wanted fish for their birthday, so hooked them up.
Nice. That's awesome. So did you wrap them and you're waiting for their birthday, or?
No. We it's done. They're set up in their. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's super cool. And then now those are the fighting fish, right? So yeah, but I don't assume that you're probably not going to fight them, right?
Probably not. I'm not sure if there's like a ring or a place I can go in Des Moines here.
Yeah.
I won't miss an opportunity to make some money, but I don't think it exists.
Betting on the fish. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think that is a thing. I don't know. We'll have to Google it. All right. And then James, what have you been up to, man?
Well, I obviously raced CRL on Tuesday, so we'll get into that conversation a bit more, I'm sure. The main thing is yesterday I was over at Rouleur Live. I'm obviously based just outside of London, so opportunity to go to that event of cycling culture. So got to see Roman Arnold from Canyon and Eric Min from Zwift do a session on passion and business, which was really interesting. We'll talk about that now or later. Not up to you,
go
Dustin.
ahead.
Oh yeah,
sure, that's fine.
That was really interesting because what we had is a little bit of insight from Eric about where he sees the development and future of Zwift going. Very much trying to pick up that fitness business, so sort of along the Peloton lines from that side. So that was quite good. We had probably the biggest announcement from sort of Canyon, sort of saying that they're going to be setting up a pro gravel racing team for next year, about 15 riders, and competing all around the world. No details on riders, but watch that space coming out from there. The other thing that also was accepted or sort of acknowledged was, obviously, if you've seen any of the pictures recently of Matthew van der Poel on what is perceived a new Canyon bike, yes, it is a new Canyon bike, and they're going to be racing it in the Spring Classics. So that was pretty cool from that side. I got to meet Luke Rowe, who was the former Ineos road captain. So that was really cool. Really, really nice guy. He liked my watch, so that was cool. And got a nice picture with him as well. So yeah, really, it was really interesting listening to him talk about that transition from being a road captain and racer to a DS. And the change and the dynamic of that. But he seems to be really enjoying it, because I asked the question to him, how you were finding it, is it a big change? And he was saying loving it, and some of the freedom it gives to spend with his family. It works really, really well. Obviously, while I was there, lots of shiny new bikes. So I posted a few pictures and I'll put them into the chat as well.
Sure.
There's millions of pounds worth of brand new bike tech there, and actually it was quite cool from that perspective. Lots of influencers. So a big shout out to Thomas Martinez, who's the cycling tattooist. Had a good chat with him. Unfortunately, they had a Brompton set up on a turbo, and you had to do the Pall Mall sprint in London on flat pedals, and I was rubbish. And there's some video footage of me doing it, and I did it in about 14 seconds. But my mate, who's the bike fitter, who hopefully will get on in a later time, absolutely smashed it. Did it in 12 seconds, top of the leaderboard, got a water bottle. So I was quite gutted. But yeah, flat pedals and boots. Yeah, I didn't shine. So apologies to Thomas, because I think he filmed it. So I really hope it doesn't go up on his YouTube stream.
I can't wait to see that.
It was really good, really interesting to see a bit of the technology. Some very nice bikes, as I said. Also got to see the Giro d'Italia trophy with its bodyguard, who was quite scary, but is very shiny. Again, we'll post those pictures from there. But I did get some merch. So actually, we've got a copy of the magazine and some Rouleur bits and bobs. So we'll have to work out a competition for the audience and get that sent out to them. So we'll have to think about that and come back with that one.
Cool, man. That's awesome. That's incredible. That's incredible. And Paul, what have you been doing, man?
Oh, nothing exciting really. I had a week in Morocco, just a week past Friday, confined to the pool because I had a heart issue while I was there. So this past week, I've just seen where I was on the bike. Just everything's all clear, back to normal heart rate and things like that. So I had a ladder race last night, and
That's awesome. Really. That's good to hear. And I saw that. Yeah, I saw that you were doing that. I was like, oh man, he must be back. He's back. Yeah. Paul's back, man. That's awesome. Oh, I can't wait to. So one of these days I'm gonna go. I want to go there to Morocco. Actually, we should all just get together in Morocco or Mallorca. They're really close to each other. So right. That we could do that. Yeah. Tim, you can come too. It'll be great. We'll get we'll go to the Canyons race camp. That'd be great.
Yeah, well, I think Mallorca are probably more suitable than Morocco. Cycle your bike a bit wild on the roads there.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Sorry. You can probably hear my dog here. She really wants to be on the podcast. And she already came down here, knocked over everything, and I had to get her out of the basement. Anyway, that's another big issue. Yeah. And for me, I've just been doing ZRL ladder. I was predicted to get 8th in ladder on Thursday, so I was really excited for that because the pressure was off. I got 6th, so I, fooled the AI again. Yes, my Zwift Racing app score went up, which was surprising. So, and maybe Tim, we can talk about that a little bit. But more bass guitar woes for me. I know I didn't finish the rest of the story. I did have some people ask me about like what happened with the rest of the story. Everything was legal, but nothing happened, so I just didn't get one. But when that does finally happen, I'll play it on the podcast for sure. Anyway, let's see. The ladder things, I wanted to talk about that too, about how I did not adjust my settings this time. I wanted to see what it was like, and I ended up being in like 2x12 for most of the race. Any kind of hard effort I was doing. Have you guys done the ladder without adjusting your resistance at all?
Your trainer difficulty?
Yeah, the trainer difficulty, because it defaults to 30% now. So every time you get in there, I definitely noticed it.
Oh, really?
But yeah, supposedly to take out the terrain handicap or something like that, or to even out the terrain. I don't know. Josh explained it last episode.
Yeah, I heard last episode, but I've been aware of it. I just set mine at 50 and go with it.
Yeah, I'm so concerned about. I'm using Apple TV, so I'm so concerned about bumping something in the pen and ruining everything. So I never know what to do on that. But next time I will go back to 75 because I usually ride around 75. Not trying to brag, but I don't know. But all right, so ZRL made it through there, and that's a perfect transition to talk about ZRL. So man. Everybody that did, I did everything bagel because I'm in C, and Tim, and you did that too probably. And then what about Paul? Did you do ZRL this week or not?
No, I was out of action, so I think
that's
this coming week I'll possibly race, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And James and Gina, did you guys do both everything bagel, or were you guys up and then? Yeah.
No, I did the B. The big hat.
Gina
I forgot already what the name is because I don't ever want to do that race again.
Yeah, let's start with Gina. What? Because that was you had to go 4 times up the KOM. Is that right?
Yeah, two times forward, 2 times reverse.
Oh my!
I ended up picking up quite a few points, but it was my first race back, and I haven't raced for quite a while. I think I did like 2 months completely off of racing. And just like easy rides because I caught COVID again in between. Yeah. Struggled to improve again from that, but I feel good now. I'm starting to come back. Heart rate variability is kind of going up again. I was below 50 like all the time, which is not normal for me or not normal for anybody. I really think. But yeah, we had a shortage of riders, so they asked me why not come back on this one. For the life of me, why did I say yes?
Yeah, exactly.
Why did I say yes? Anyway, turns out I still got it. I just can't hold it anymore. So I think on the first lap, I actually came over the KOM quite nicely. I was like somewhere between 10 and 15 out of the pack of 60. So that's not too bad in B. But then at some point, my legs just gave out. Like on the rollers coming into the third climb, my legs just gave out. So I ended up finishing around 26th, and that was only because I ended up with one of my teammates who kept pushing me to stick to her wheel, and we finished it together. So I was happy with it, but that was a bit too long for me. Yeah. One lap was enough.
How long did that take you, if you don't mind me asking, that race?
Ooh, I think just over an hour. It wasn't that much over an hour. I think 1 hour 13 or something.
It took me about an hour to do just the 2 laps or the 1 lap up. Oh my gosh, that's so much faster than I was, Gina. That's awesome.
Well, 1 hour 15. So
oh man,
wasn't too bad.
Okay. Yeah, wow. And then and so then everybody else did the everything bagel. What'd you guys think of it? Go, Tim. Why don't you tell us your experience there?
I think my issue is I've been playing around with 24-hour fasts,
Okay.
and so I did that on Monday, and for whatever reason, it just like zapped me on Tuesday, so I had like nothing, and so I pushed too hard to stay with the front group over the first KOM there,
Mm-hmm.
and then just died 1,000 deaths the rest of the time. Just like literally bonking, which is wild when,
Yeah.
you know, it's not a long outdoor ride. I've never like had that sort of bonk indoors before, but it's fun. Move
Yeah.
on.
That definitely stinks bonking in there. I have done that, and it's yeah, it doesn't feel good. Yeah, James, how did you feel about that?
Well, my problem was I'm too fat, so it meant, and we need a new category, which is great to talk to Tim about it. If you can have
Yeah.
a big lump category that you can apply, I'd do very well on that. So just to give you an idea, my mountain handicap is minus 253. So when we start going uphill, it gets problematic. I am a sprinter out and out, and I held on. I won both the FTSs in the sprint.
Wow.
I was fourth the first time round on the sprint and ninth over the climb, and then I think 11th over the climb the second time round and eighth in the sprint. But after the second sprint, the last 4K, I thought I could TT back to the front group. Yeah, that didn't happen. In my head, how I was going to finish was top 5. I finished 12th, so that's fine. But it just that second climb did for me. I think that last third of the climb where it gets a little bit steeper before it flattens out, absolutely blew my legs away. And it is what it is. But thankfully we've got a short course next week. Not as hilly.
Yeah. Exactly. Man, I was I wanted to see what my mountain score was. Mine's minus 87. What did you say yours was, James? It was
minus 253.
Okay. Oh, so that is a big difference. Okay, but you're still faster than I am. But oh my gosh, I was set. I was set to go over those the first KOM, and I'm getting FAL. I'm getting FTS. None of that happened. Everything just went out the door. I tried my best, obviously, but then it just did not work out, and I ended up about like 61st over the first KOM, and then I ended up just chasing everybody down. I got caught, got chased again, and I ended up finishing 61st. But I caught a whole bunch of people, so a lot of people passed me and everything too. So I don't really understand. I finished right under an hour. But it was like 59 minutes or something like that. It was crazy. But so my race plan did not unfold the way I had expected it to. Everyone else was way stronger than I was. Which, if people haven't heard the news, it was like 700 riders got code 6 and catted up. I mean, it was ridiculous, right? It was 700 or 400. I don't know. It was some enormous number, though. I know we lost 3 on my team. They catted up, and I ended. What's funny is I caught I caught all 3 of them. Shout out to Tim and Daniel. I caught them and everything. But yep. And Paul has to leave us. Thanks, Paul. We'll see you next time, Paul. But then so I caught them, and then we kept on going, and I ended up catching our other teammate Reed, but Reed also catted up too, and he finished before me because he just kept on going, man. I think he waited for me for a second, then I was like, just keep going, go, and he was able to get the gap before the end, so he didn't get caught. And I was defending. That's what I was doing. I was defending his position so that he didn't get caught. That's what I was doing. So, swerving and everything like that. Yeah. So, yeah, you're welcome, Reed. It's okay. Yeah, you're welcome. So, but that was very hard. Going up the KOMs forward and backward. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I was looking for you, Tim, because I was hoping that we were in the same division. But which division are you in now?
Looks like C3.
Okay, C3. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got moved up to C1, I think. C1 or C2. I can't remember. But yeah, yeah. Well, because we finished, and we finished in the, I think we were 3rd or something before. So I think that's what moved us up and everything. However, our TTT on that first round did not go well. So
I don't know. I haven't made heads or tails of how the division system works. So it feels pretty random to me.
So you're saying that there's probably like an easier way to sort things.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well that is an excellent transition. But I do want to say just the one time though that real quickly before we transition to the Zwift Racing App stuff, because we should definitely talk about that. That's a perfect transition. But Tim, you probably don't remember. You and I were in the same race. It was like the first or second or third race last round, and I sent you a message because I was like, let's attack these guys, and you were just like, I'm dead. Oh man, do you remember that? You probably don't remember that.
Yes. Course.
Yeah, I wanted to give you a wheel, man, and just keep going, but oh, that was rough. That I can't remember what race that was, but it was I was cooked as well, but I just had to keep going, man. Oh man. Anyway, okay, so a perfect way of sorting. Yes, there's got to be a different way. There has to be a different way of how to sort the scores, how to put people in different categories. I mean, we could just do it by shoe size, but a lot of people wear the same shoes, so we can't do that, I guess, right? So, Tim, why don't we talk about Zwift Racing App? And would you give everybody? I know you've been on here before. You're a returning champion. I really appreciate you coming on again. And but will you give everybody a brief history of Zwift Racing App, what it is, and maybe a little bit of insight how it works without spilling the beans, please?
Sure. So it's a way of doing result-based categorization. It's based on a methodology that's used by the Chess Federation for doing rankings in chess. So this guy Elo, I think that was his surname, came up with it. And so a few years ago, just during the heights of COVID and needing something to think about, I thought, oh, I'm kind of bored with this pace group categorization. I think I should try to come up with this ELO-based one. So I did that. And then it uses your compound score, kind of a slightly modified version of the compound score formula to seed people. And then, so after every race, it performs some calculations on what it expects you to have done. And then if you outperform that, your score will go up. Otherwise, it'll go down. There's some kind of handicap stuff in there to try to make heads or tails of how you should have done relative to the course, because obviously in chess, every board is the same, where on Zwift, things are a lot different for people. So it tries to bring some sanity to that. I can talk about kind of where things are heading kind of in the future, but currently has these handicaps that get defined based on your power curve relative to your compound score. So if you're a person that your sprinting ability exceeds your compound score ability, then you'll see that it expects more of you on flat races, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
So.
And then and how long does it take after a race to get say after a ladder race to have your results posted and processed? That's one thing we always talk about with that. But
that's a bit of a complicated answer. Up until last week, its results would be processed every hour. So at 15 minutes after the hour, it would look for new results. But you may have noticed, and so apologies in advance, on Tuesday, I had the day off. And so I've been working for months on a total rewrite of the app, the underlying infrastructure of the app. And so finally had the time to do the transition. So it went from a single service that was never meant to be anything more than just like a proof of concept hobby thing on a hobby plan. And so it's now moved to I think there's 8 or 9 services doing different things to try to improve the performance and reliability. So now scores, it looks for new score or new results every minute. It doesn't look at every event every minute, but it's constantly pinging. So for the first 2 hours after the event starts, it'll make sure it gets new results every 15 minutes. And then it kind of slows down for the next 4 hours. And then after 24 hours, it stops looking essentially now.
Okay. For that event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see. Wow. That's really interesting.
And so one of the other benefits is now you'll see, because now I'm getting results from Zwift and Zwift Power. So you'll see Zwift people that aren't opted into Zwift Power. They show as private writer or private player, I think. So you can't see their profile, obviously, because for privacy reasons. But at least now the results that you see on Zwift Racing App are probably the most accurate that there are out there because it has all the people that aren't on Zwift Power, but it also has the disqualifications and things from Zwift Power. So it's like I'm trying to make the best results possible.
Okay. And as far as the not everything goes to the Zwiftracing.app, right? Like not like there's certain only what kind of competitions do and do not use Zwift Racing app. I guess that it seems like you know, like because on Zwift Power, like if you do like just like an unlocked series ride or something like that,
Right.
it'll show up,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, it doesn't have group rides or group workouts, things like that. It's only race events.
right. Yeah, I just wanted everybody to hear that, but yeah, okay. Yeah, and everybody else feel free to chime in on this stuff too. So and about for the organizers, if we can just talk about that real quick. How do what races are using this for categorization, and why doesn't WTRL want to use it?
I don't know the answer to the second question. Probably
okay.
Probably because Zwift have their own result-based categorization
see.
system now,
Yeah.
which we can talk about because
Yeah.
I also contribute to that.
Yeah.
But I think ladder right now is the main user. Um, I've had other ones in the past, but like DRS was kind of the biggest one.
Yes.
But they're kind of on a sabbatical right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, but yep.
Yeah. If anybody's listening on DRS, yeah, definitely, bring it back, please. We miss you. Yeah. DRS is fantastic. And, yeah, we definitely like that a lot. So, then what about for, and FRR has been using that too, I believe, right? The Flamme Rouge Racing, I believe, has been.
That's right. Yeah, of course. Yep.
And then, yeah. All right. So, well, how about and so they're trying to get the categorization and everything too. So, because that's one thing that we even look at in my ZRL team. One of my fellow teammates, Smashley, is a ladder captain, and she'll be like, "Well, look at this. We have platinums and amethysts and all this stuff." I mean, we use that all the time to like kind of sort out our competition. Also, I think it's so that we don't feel bad that when we get beat by someone who's like in our C category but is an amethyst. I mean, is there can you maybe talk about how that's happening possibly? Someone who's like a C rider. I'm a gold rider, and someone who's also in C but could be listed as an amethyst. As a C category too broad from Zwift, and yeah,
for sure.
So
I think there's a few factors at play. The kind of biggest one is that I think people don't do max efforts very often, particularly over 5 minutes. And so I think that's why you saw so many Code 6 or whatever it is, people upgrading themselves. So I think that's the biggest one. Why I think the Zwift Racing app Velo rankings kind of do a better job of keeping track of someone than just a straight pace group. So I think that's why you see that kind of dichotomy of like a wide range of categories in C. So I think that's kind of the big one. In terms of ZRL, I don't know how the division makeup occurs. I think, and I don't know this for sure, but my speculation is that Martin and the WTRL group think that it would be too hard for people to find teams if they made the categories more tight or narrow. So I don't know if that's like the calculus of do we make it easier to find a team, but then have to do this complicated division stuff after the first round?
They did start with doing the development leagues, though,
that's true.
in ZRL this year. So maybe they're testing something out.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, because that's slightly different as far as the efforts, right? Or I mean the ZMAP score or something. I think is that what that's based off of? Or I should know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but so let's see. All right, so yeah, we'll get to that here. So we do have a question from the chat here. So which we'll get that on there here too. So yeah, we had to reschedule some things here. So so thanks everybody for bearing with us and everything. So well, let's talk about well, we can get to James's question there too. Then how about the scalability of everything and let's see here. What does it say? Scalability and capacity of Zwift Racing App. So he was James wanted to talk about that, but I think it's mostly with that big upgrade that kind of probably took care of a lot of it, right?
Yeah, I think so. So I think that positions it to be able to survive longer.
Yeah.
And
So
really this has always been a way for me to kind of hone my own software engineering skills. So that was another reason I did it, was beyond just making Zwift Racing App better. There's like new technologies I want to make sure I stay on top of for my own personal career, and so that was another impetus for this. But yeah, I think it should be a lot more scalable now. Particularly like there's a lot of ideas that I want to do with Velo. So there's the whole concept of Velo 2, you may have seen batted around. So I didn't want to do any of that work on the existing tech because it was getting a little bit wobbly as is. There's a lot of spaghetti code, if you're familiar with that concept. Just like plastering things together just to like, oh, see what works, see what doesn't, I'm the kind of person that likes to just go fast and break things. So that's the approach I've taken. So
yeah, well, I have not witnessed an outage. I know you probably have, but I haven't witnessed any outages at all on Zwift Racing App. Have you, Gina? Or maybe?
No, never.
Yeah, so it's been great. Yeah, it's got to be hard to do maintenance because I mean it's used 24 hours a day somewhere in the country, right? So somewhere in the world. So so Generation 1, since you said it was like in a hobby type thing, was this just sitting on a computer in your basement or something like that, or
no, not that bad. It was all cloud-based. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically everything was going through one service. So like all of the event processing, all of the result, the Velo platforming, all of that happened at once. So, there's a lot of contention. So some jobs, in particular, I have this nightly job that has to run to, if someone has a result that falls out of the 90-day window, I have to recalculate their entire power profile to make sure it stays accurate. Because if by chance their 5-minute best just fell out, now I need to update their comp or their ZRCS. So that was starting to take longer and longer because there's a lot of data. So that was like one of the bigger kind of technical debt issues I was trying to solve with this. So now that job runs in like a minute instead of a couple hours. So
wow, that's incredible. Sorry, there's a bug down here. But and then so oh man, that's got to be a big time saver for you then too. I mean, just like you said, a minute versus all that stuff. And then before I forget, we were talking about ELO and everything, and it's not electric light orchestra, which would be awesome because then whenever it crashed, you could say, "Don't bring me down, Bruce." All right. Anyway, but but now is when you went to Velo Score, is it just because is it ELO with a V to make it like bike or? Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
Isn't that like a fun coincidence? So
yes. Yeah.
I had a eureka moment. Thought, oh, this is great. I'm just gonna go with this.
Yeah. Because it's V for virtual. V for Velo, which is French for bike, right? I believe. I'm not.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So great. Hey, look at that. I know a couple French words. Rouleur, which I think is, does that mean lipstick? No, that's bikes. Anyway. All right. Anyway, and then, so can we, so now, I think the last time we spoke, Zwift had just acquired Zwift Power, the websites for Zwift Power. Do we, I know this is not your purview, but do we know what the future of Zwift Power is? Because I mean, their website looks like it's from 2004 and everything. And like, how does Zwift Power? I mean, I know you get a lot of your data from there, but if Zwift Power went away, the website, would you still be able to scrape that data from Zwift? And what would happen if Zwift Power wasn't there? I guess.
Okay. Long
Sorry.
answer and comment.
Okay,
So
let's do it. Yeah.
that's another impetus for the infrastructure rewrite was now results come from Zwift. They don't come from Zwift.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I still get the data from Zwift Power to apply certain things that Zwift's results don't give me. So like if a disqualification occurs, I can add that on to the Zwift result. So another reason for the rewrite right there. Because I am now brought on as a employee consultant for Zwift with the express purpose of recreating Zwift Power in the Zwift.com ecosystem.
Oh.
So sunsetting Zwift Power is kind of why I'm there.
You heard it first. This is breaking news. Zwift Power
Yeah.
is going to be sunsetted. Okay, all right. So
Well, yeah. So not, I wouldn't.
not
say
this
it's gonna
week.
happen
Not this week.
soon.
Not this week.
No, God, no.
But-
No. So yeah, so that's what we're working through. I think the first thing I did for them was write a league framework. So all these meetings of like determining what it is people use with Power for, right? So because as you said, it's on a very old technology stack that has a lot of, vulnerabilities and tech debt to have to deal with. And so there are fewer and fewer people at Zwift who have the knowledge to update Zwift Power because it's on PHP. I don't know. Get super
I
nerdy.
was just going to ask if it was on PHP, and I have a small amount of knowledge about that. And I was anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you may have seen a survey on my Discord that was just they were like super excited about how many responses they got about that. So been working through. I think we have a good understanding of what people use Zwift Power for. I mean, I know what I use it for, but I have a lot of the ability to kind of understand that I'm not every person. So the first thing that we did this summer was I made a league framework because that is a kind of a major part of Zwift Power is these leagues that you can have host like tiny races and things like that. So that's out there right now. If you go to /racing/Z-Racing, it's every month that there's a Z-Racing, there's now a dashboard where you can kind of compete in a league where it's the kind of lowest time over all stages. So the thought process is that can be extended to community leagues. So that kind of replaces or recreates the league stuff that's in Zwift Power.
Yeah, because that's always hard to find too. By the way, that's like you have to. Oh yeah, yes, it's just hard to find. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. So the discoverability of that isn't great right now. So that leads into the next part, which is redoing the profile completely that you have on Zwift.com. So do you know how to get to your profile on Zwift.com? I guess is the first question.
Yeah, I do, but it takes a while to get there, right? And how often do you use it? I mean, I use I'm like I said, I'm an Apple TV user, but I use my phone for everything else. So like I have my phone right here. I can look up my Zwift companion app, but I use that more than anything else, truthfully, but yeah.
Right.
Because I'm not on my computer, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I've had too much coffee or just maybe I need one more stroopwafel to even me out. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry. I'm excited. So
Yeah. So working with some designers at Zwift, coming up with kind of what the new profile should look like, what it needs to have in it to satisfy everyone. Mm-hmm. So I think we've kind of came down on like a user experience, and so
nice.
Now it's just about building it out. So starting on that this week.
I was going to say, Tim, is there anything that you profiled or developed that potentially you can show us, possibly? Or is it all under wraps at the moment? Even just at a very early stage?
Under wraps at the moment, yeah.
You had to think about it, though, Tim. That is like, well...
like generally, because this is in the survey, but it's going to have a graph of your ZRS history, kind of like you see on Zwift Racing App. So a lot of the stuff gets pulled from that. So like a race result list, a active league list. So any leagues you're part of that are active will show on there. Um, There'll be a tab for like your overall kind of career achievements. So some of the things you already see on your current Zwift.com profile, like your level, your drops, things like that. So
And is the intention it to be as platform agnostic as possible, depending on how you're viewing it, to give you the best user experience of the
oh
information?
yep. The thought is there'll be a desktop that'll be responsive to a mobile device, and then probably maybe some integration to Zwift Companion. I don't know. That's kind of out of my jurisdiction, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have updated Zwift Companion app, and I think that's been a welcome addition. Personally, I really like that you can look at routes, you can look at more. It's kind of getting to the point where of what it should be, and being able to plan things.
Yeah.
Because
It
ahead,
definitely
James.
ties into something Eric said yesterday. Look at me, co-organizing conversations. We talked
Hanging
about
out
the
with
personalization and customization for individual users on Zwift. That, we are very much the racing community, so we're wanting to be surfaced events information in a way that sort of we participate, but that's not the core base of Zwift users, is it? So it was really interesting to see how what he said yesterday to some of the stuff that you just said there, and some of that direction, and how it is aligned. It's all going to play out, and I'm really excited to see what comes out at the end of it, because I do think it will provide a much richer experience for me as a Zwift subscriber.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep. Not everyone races, but
Yeah.
the people that do need this information.
Mhm.
But the people that don't, they don't want to be kind of shown that information if they're not. They should become a racer if they're not. But more people are always welcome. But like, I don't use it for running currently, so like, I don't need to be surfaced running information. I don't need to see my running level, for example.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the hard part. Is it's kind of it's a big platform with a lot of different use cases. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to get going on it finally.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then how do they do that? Do they start with in the past, I have a small little background in web development, and I know there's some people that start with just the picture of what they want it to look like. Is that how they're doing that? With they're starting that with, so like a graphic designer is basically designing it, and then you get to code it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or someone gets to code it all. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, because how this happened, just a little background is I made a whole separate app called Race on Zwift. And what it did is essentially what it is I'm doing now, but it showed like your ZRS history and all that sort of stuff. And it was like done and deployed. I just hadn't like talked about it yet. And so I took it to them just to say, hey, here's this thing. And the powers that be were like, hey, this is cool. Why don't you just build this for us internally? And so that's kind of how I got to where I am now with them. So I was like really happy because it's a better situation for everyone if it's internal and, less third party stuff. So I was excited that they wanted to go in that direction.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
cool.
website never saw the light of day.
Yeah. Well, that's all right though. It got you where you are right now. So speaking of working with Zwift, what kind of if you can give us an insight, what's it like working there, and like did they send you any swag? Do you oh you have the Zwift ride too, by the way. I know that, but they didn't. You had to buy that probably, right? They
I
didn't send
did,
it to
yes.
you. Oh,
Yeah. No, I haven't got any swag. I should ask about that. I did get the verified badge on my profile, which,
nice.
I didn't ask for that, but it has been fun to see, people recognizing and calling out and stuff. So the banter is fun. I like the banter. But no, the working has been great. Every individual person I work with is like super great, very technically proficient. What you find out quickly though is everyone kind of has their own kind of purview of Zwift and what they use it for. And so if it's not your same, so like if they're not a racer, you kind of have to like sell it. You have to, convince them that this is, something that's cool, which makes sense, like there might be other aspects like the running, if they're working on running stuff where, it doesn't get through to me because I'm not a person that uses that. So that's kind of the biggest barrier is getting enough priority around the racing stuff. So you have to like find the other people that race internally in Zwift, and there are, enough people that do that, but so
Man,
that's been
cool.
fun.
Yeah, you should get some swag, but definitely for sure. I think. Yeah.
I think we can give you a list of stuff that you can try. I really think you should be getting a cuddly Scotty squirrel as a minimum, and then we can escalate up to more bigger hardware solutions from that point of view.
Yeah, if it's anything like the other stuff is. It's gonna end
the
up
Scotty
in my
squirrel
dog's mouth.
Yeah. Your dog will take it, but it should fit in your jersey pocket. That's what we need, is like an actual real life one that just soaks up sweat. Oh, that would be horrible. Wouldn't
You
it?
wear a jersey?
No, I'm just I just have a shirt on, but yeah.
I hope he does when he goes outside.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I do have to tell you a quick story about that. The other day, I had to get off my bike and like take my dog out or something, and something happened. I can't remember the whole thing, but my dog had to get out immediately. Anyway, get outside, and I'm in my kit and like standing outside my Zwift Insider kit. That's just it was nice enough that I didn't need a jacket, but it's kind of see-through-ish, and like my neighbor comes by and like gives me the eye, and I'm just like, hey, it's anyway, standing outside. Yep, and just wearing cycling shoes and everything, and just being outside with my dog, and like that was a little strange, but I think they're getting used to it. But
I think we all wear that badge of honor.
Yeah, exactly.
Friends here.
Right. I mean, and I was really testing the seam integrity there. But anyway, so speaking of swag, though, is there any way that you can convince Zwift to let us redeem some of our drops for like a water bottle or something like that, a real life water bottle? Yeah.
I would have more reasons to use drops.
Yes. Yeah, I just bought the NV wheels, which I didn't have, and those I don't know how I missed those when they came in, because James, you were talking about them. You and Josh were both talking about them last week, and I missed the NV. They're 4.5s, or is that right? NV 4.5.
I bought those in the pen.
Yeah.
I saw people were talking about it in the chat. So.
Yeah. Because your involvement with Zwift, Tim, does that mean you have they've just unlocked your garage and you have absolutely everything in there?
No.
Man, you're seriously not.
I would feel like cheating.
Yeah, you're seriously not unlocking some of the perks. All the cool bikes that they used to be there, I'd have been straight in as I'm happy to do this, but I would like X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
Make that happen and go from there. Fully upgraded Tron, not having to do the hard work. That should be at least your reward.
But he has the orange tick on his name.
Yeah.
That's definitely worth it. Yeah, and
I'd like to get the employee one at some point. So that's an unresolved matter, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We need to sort your agent out, Tim.
Definitely. Yeah. You can get more than beta fish, right? So or get some more beta fish. I mean, right. And then real quickly, do we have? I know we're getting close to the end here, but what about do you sauce integration and everything like that? Is there any way that we see? And this is just kind of an afterthought. I was thinking about that. Do we see? I mean, Zwift brought you on board, and you're working with them with the new Zwift Racing Score and everything, and using sauce and things like that. Do we have? And when you're talking about the third party stuff, are we worried about third party things not being able to work? I mean, because in the beginning days of Zwift, everything was third party, like Zwift GPS, Zwift Power, Zwift Racing App, Sauce, everything is third party basically. Are we worried about things getting eaten up by Zwift? I guess is a better question, and not having that, or is it a good thing? Is that a fair question, or does that make sense?
So.
Okay, so we're not worried about that.
Based on what I know, I think if anything, it would go the other way.
Okay.
So giving third party more capabilities.
Okay. All right. That's good to hear because I definitely, I don't know if you use Sauce. I definitely use Sauce. I know Gina and James do. Oh yeah, you definitely.
I used to. I decided to not use it anymore because I had it and I realized I actually never use it.
Oh.
To be fair, I'm in a similar position to Gina. I don't use it properly, but it goes back to that personalization and customization as a user, and I think that's really valuable. So I'd like to see that, either Zwift acknowledging it and making the links a bit better, or they're moving that way a little bit with some of the additional data fields that you can see, but it's not quite there yet. And obviously, big organization, lots of tech behind it. It's the pace of that development is something that can be quite frustrating when you see it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. What I've found is that there's not as many people at Zwift working than you might think. So it's everyone's like working super hard. Everyone I work with. But yeah, I don't have any connection with like the actual game dev team.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and that's not a criticism of the staff that are there or anything like that.
No. I get it. As a user, I feel the same.
Yeah. It's no different to where I work. It's just like we could move a bit quicker on this and actually achieve more, but it's a case of you throw more money at the problem to do it in certain ways, and you bring that expertise in, but there's it's that roadmap of development from there, and where it sits on the priorities of where they want to go to grow the business.
Yeah. And it is nice to actually be able to do that with like changing just customizing a few of the fields there. That's been really helpful for sure. So
how do you do that with Apple TV?
So you have to use your thumb, and it is not easy because the stupid sorry, I shouldn't say that. The difficult controller is really because if you get any sweat on that little Apple TV thing, it's gone. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating.
I'm an Apple TV user as well. I didn't think I could use Sauce. I don't think I would.
Sauce. Well, Sauce is differently. Yeah. But I'm just talking about you can customize the menu, but it's just really hard to do that. Like, the little window in the upper left-hand corner. But for Sauce, you need, using Apple TV, you have to have a separate device. So like, I use my computer and a giant projector, but yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a lot of data. Yeah, I know it's kind of interesting. Like what data do you need and everything. I think for me, everyone's needs are different, and I think in ladder sometimes that is worth it to me because I can't do the math in my head fast enough because I'm like in oxygen debt. I don't know. Gina's better at it than I am. I know that because I know, but I just can't do the math. I don't know, but there's that, and then the segments and stuff, and anyway, but yeah.
Well,
so
the ladder's now having those bonus points as well. That makes it a little bit more difficult to do out of the top of your head.
Oh my gosh.
But
Yeah. I can't do it. I'm terrible at math anyway, but yeah. But yeah. Well, go ahead.
I have maybe one final question because we do have all these different scoring systems now, right? We still have the cat enforcements, we have the Zwift Racing score, we have the velos. How do you see that developing? Will there be more in the future, or can we maybe reduce the amount of different scorings that we have?
Yes.
Reducing would be great. I don't know what went into decisions to not use Zwift Racing score at a minimum with 0. I don't know. It seems like they should. I think maybe there's some thought that it's not quite done or ready for that sort of series. I don't know. I'm just speculating. So yeah, it'd be good
maybe James has some insight because he was putting his hand up. Maybe
yeah.
It was going to add no value to the conversation. It's probably going to be more grumpy. I think moving towards one would be great, be interesting to see. I think if Zwift turn around and completely remove I don't know how you do it, the A to D or A to E cats behind the scenes, if they can, that sort of forces the agenda. But it needs to be all on one, especially from a racing perspective, because otherwise everyone's playing off the different ones, and.
I'm also wondering, like, can you make one system that works for everything? Because we have so many different styles of things. We have ZRL, You've got the ladder races, which is completely different. It's just very short, punchy, a lot different from ZRL. And then you've got FRR, which is just like a crazy week's worth of riding.
Yeah. Right. That's a good point.
Where I'm going with Velo too is reimagining from one rating into like three or four. So you would have like a sprint rating and then like a puncher rating, maybe like a climber rating, and then like a TT or something like that, endurance or something like that. And then if you can come up with some sort of formula for each of those things to seed everyone, those could all be averaged into a single rating that you would like have on your profile. But say you did an FRR, maybe the Velo 2 system could only be updating like your endurance factor or your climbing factor. You know
Or
what I mean?
you could potentially choose as a race organizer to only use one of them instead of having the average
Sure,
one. Yeah.
sure. Yep.
Fair enough. That sounds promising to me. And then at least it's all on one platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's the kind of the idea behind that is to take it to the next level. I got a bunch of ideas for how to improve accuracy, but generally the big change would be changing the one rating into three or four, and then maybe even squishing it down to 1 to 1,000 to match. Zwift really like that concept of a simple 1 to 1,000 instead of kind of a um, Velo is unbounded at the moment, so you kind of can go as high as you go. Um, but yep, that's the idea.
Man, that's
Sounds
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah. And one thing it would do is it'd stop a number of people complaining about, say, the FR series destroying their Velo score, if that makes sense,
Yes.
rather than
Yeah,
embracing it like I'm doing.
yeah, the handicaps try to mitigate that, but what the handicaps don't have is any sort of endurance factor. That's the main
Yeah.
missing part. And so FRR in particular, Dejan's uh, his new Virtue Slow Endurance League on Sunday mornings for me. Those are like hour and a half races, and they would just like kill my rating. And that doesn't make me not want to do them, but because there's no endurance factor there, um, it's really kind of a missed opportunity, I would say.
And that's really exciting to hear that you're looking at it in several different ways as the virtual racing evolves, because there'll be other formats that come on that actually you can look to sort of adapt it to. But yeah, exciting to see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, if you think the same score you take into the tiny race pin as you do into FRR, it
Mm.
just doesn't make sense to have one. So I think that's where I'll go with Velo, and then we'll see where ZRS goes. My kind of personal goal is to stay ahead of the development of ZRS, to kind of try to be influencing what the priority should be. Like, oh, we've gone this way as a community, and it's popular, people like it, so ZRS, maybe you should steer this way as well. That's kind of the targets there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, this is going to be great. I mean, there's nothing but good things that are coming our way, and we can't thank you enough, Tim, for doing that. Thank you, Tim, for being here and for doing all the work on this. And I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. I mean, and to think that it came from just a hobby, and now it's fully fledged, and hundreds of millions of maybe thousands of people, or at least us, use it every single day. So this is absolutely incredible, and so thank you for doing all your work on this, man. This is awesome.
Sure. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
blown me
and
away. I did not anticipate being here with you as a result. But I do have one question, if we got
yeah.
time.
Go for it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have
So,
time. Yeah.
in the interest of data gathering, as I embark on this profile journey, what would you say you use your Zwift Power or your Zwift Racing app or whatever profile? What do you use it for? What's important to you?
I go for me real quick. I'll go first since I guess I'm already talking. Sorry. All right. Anyway, I use it the most for looking at sorting results from FTS and FAL. Like when I'm on, especially after, because WTRL never updates fast enough for me, and I know I'm already super hyper because of the caffeine, or without the caffeine, and then with that too. So I feel like that comes across faster, and maybe I'm the only person that does that. But I feel like after a race, I'm looking at that quickly, and I'm also looking at how people finish as well. And even on group rides, I know this is so silly, and I don't know what the word is for this, but it's not. I sometimes like to look and see if I finish higher than other people, I guess, too. What place I finished in, and if they're not in, like if I do like a community race or something like that, and I finish 16th or something, and then I get on Zwift Power and like, oh hey, look at this, I got 6th because those 10 people aren't on Zwift Power. Sometimes that makes me feel better. But anyway, so there's that for me. So it's just
okay. So you're looking at your race results.
Yes. Sorry. That was a long walk to a short answer. Sure. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
All right. Go ahead. Somebody else. Sorry.
So what I like to use with Power for most is also to look who else is signed up in my competition. So to check out the competition before a race. So I go more for race preparation than I do so much for checking how I did after a race, because, well, I have my own feeling and then my own thing of how well I think I did. And then I like looking at the numbers. That's the second thing that I actually love, but that's what I love most about the Zwift Racing app, is that I have some graphics about my own stats. And I'm a big sucker for graphs and stuff.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think it's when you're doing that preemptive look at who you're racing against and trying to identify people to watch out for. And I do tend to use mine just about to start prepping and training for some outdoor events next year, and using it as sort of data points, and also saying, well, here I am now, this is what I could do, and using it to help track on top of some of the other training apps that you have from there. Clearly, I need to improve going up hills, so it'd be good to see and judge from that how that pans out. And it's the visual display of that data is really important, because I think that really play. And I think if I could slice and dice that in a way about extracting it, so I could look at, well, this is where I was last year, this is where I was this year, and look a bit more of that longer term history piece, I think that would be of value. But yeah, there is a little bit about looking at the racing, or similar one, if you've had a race where you're using ZRL on Tuesdays, like that really hurt, but did that in relation to how did I perform when it wasn't as bad, and how did that tie out from there, looking at your PBs on the segments and stuff over there. So,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Tim? How do you use it?
Similar. So I definitely use. I'm one to look in the pens as I'm waiting for the race to start and just check the signups and see what my expectations should be. Because you never know. Like, I do a lot of Z racing just because it fits my schedule, and so you never know if you're going to be in a group of a bunch of people that are below you, just because of the way ZRS works right now compared to Velo, or if you need to set your expectation of mid pack is great. So that way my mental health is in a better way, as I'm having a hard time keeping up. So that's my main use case. But then I think a lot of cyclists are data nerds, so just seeing the data, visualizing it is great. So that's what I use.
The graphs on Zwift Racing App are awesome. I like those a lot. I'm a visual person too, because the numbers are good too, but it's nice to see it, to actually see it.
The hard part is I don't think everyone's like that, and so I think designing something for Zwift, I've had to reconcile, like, how do you make those things provide some data but be approachable? So I'm thinking of maybe that the profile is going to be configurable, like you can flip to like a data nerd configuration that shows a lot more data, but maybe it'll be pretty basic otherwise.
I like that, the data nerd tab. I like that. So yeah. Well, thanks, Tim. And before we close everything, we got to give a shout out to Prentice. James, how's your dog doing? We have to have an update.
Yeah, he was at the vet's this morning. He's had a problem with his stomach, Tim. So he was in surgery last week Wednesday. He has cost me now officially the same as a brand new Pinarello X7 with Ultegra. So we're up to about £7,500 in UK money. So yeah, he's expensive but worth it. But yeah, he's doing really well. So we're hoping he's going to be fully back up to speed by next week. And clearly he's jumped onto my lap, which he shouldn't be doing because that's going to ruin his stitches. So so again, pleased to see everyone. I think he was quite excited to see a special guest. So there he is. And unfortunately, his mustache is better than mine. So which I would point out, I am Movembering. So I will put my sponsor link into the Discord channel. And then get rid of it if that makes sense. But I'm not going to beat his eyebrows or his tash, so I'll give up. I should really.
But that's awesome. Yet another reason for people to watch the video is to see your progress on your mustache there, James. That's pretty impressive. And Tim's got a great one too, by the way, and so does Paul. But I'm not. This is like 7 days right here. You probably can't see it, but I don't know. I need a high def camera, I think too. Yeah. So,
I'm doing Movember as well, but it just doesn't seem to grow.
Keep working.
Not shaved at all.
Draw one in.
Yeah, draw one in. Oh, man. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Gina and James. And thank you to Paul. He had a work emergency, which, if you know his job, he's in charge of an airport, and he had to split. So if it was emergency, he had to go. So that's pretty scary. So hopefully everything's okay, Paul. And Josh is doing FRR right now, so he's not able to be here. So he's currently suffering. So good for him, and but thank you to everyone listening this week and every week. Be sure to check the Discord server and check out Tim's server. Or do you want more people on there, Tim? Probably.
Yeah, sure. I mean, more the merrier. I would love to have more people working through with me how Velo 2 should work. So feedback, all that sort of stuff is welcomed, encouraged.
And we'll put a link in our description so people can join that too, because it is really cool. And it's even if you don't contribute to all of it, like it's really interesting to see the thought process. And Tim, you're always asking for survey and for how people are doing and stuff like that. And I appreciate that as a racer and everything. And it's really interesting to read as well. So people should definitely check it out. So thank you for that, Tim. And be sure to check out our Discord server. There was a lot of heat about candy corn versus non-candy corn. Tim, where do you stand on that candy corn, by the way?
It's okay.
Gina, have you had candy corn? Have you had candy corn before?
I have no clue what candy corn is.
Is it an American thing?
Yeah, I think so. But Paul's had it before. But I think you can get a lot of that stuff in Scotland. But and James, you never had it.
No, because I obviously eat really healthily, and also the UK to some extent has regulations that stop bad stuff coming into the country. I know we're trying to get rid of it, and
more regulations.
But yeah, it looks horrible. It absolutely looks horrible from the pictures.
It's not that bad. I mean, it's once a year thing for me, so I like
My
it.
wife
But
puts a big bowl of like peanuts and candy corn out for Halloween time. Like the whole month of October, it's just sitting there on the table. Some sort of tradition of hers that I don't really follow.
Yeah, but and then do you put M&Ms in there too? Because that would be awesome.
No, she hasn't done. But
okay, well, there we go. Let's do it. Yeah.
You'll see why my weight graph is going the wrong way on Zwift Racing App. Hence the 24-hour fasts.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that ahead of ZRL mountain stage.
Oh yeah, this week should be easier. Should be, but
should be easier.
God. All right. Well, thank you everybody. Thank you, Tim, Gina, and James, and Paul for being on here. And everyone, thank you all for listening this week and last week and every other week. Be sure to check our Discord. Send us an email with any recipe ideas or questions, and someone will get back to you within 2 weeks. Thank you, everybody. And with that, we're closing the episode. Thank you very much. Have a great day. All right. Bye-bye.